Live in the moment. I'm sure along your very own personal journey in life, someone has told you that, or at least something quite similar. Don't stay in the past. Don't think about tomorrow or next week. Live in the now because that's all you've got. With respect to our feline friends, are they thinking about yesterday? Twiddling their paws for thoughts of the morning? Or are they doing what we should probably be doing and living beat for beat in this very moment? Are felines so hardwired that they are unable to think about anything other than this very moment, even if they tried? In this material, we'll talk about felines living in the moment and how much of their thoughts do extend to the future and even live somewhat in the past. Interesting topic, and I'm glad you've decided to live in this moment with me. I've got you covered. Stay tuned. The notion that cats live in the moment is really based on the fact that felines, in short, they live for themselves. In the truest sense, when cats are on the land, every moment counts. It's all about survival of the fittest. Felines are both predators and prey. The thoughts of the feline really need to stay in the now, especially if they don't have a loving human family, because thoughts of other things could place them in a very bad spot. What's going on right now? That's the most important thought, because the now will determine the future. Cats are always looking for the immediacy of life, eating now, sleeping now, hiding now, whatever the case might be. Humans, our thoughts about the past and the future, even our daydreams and actions of procrastination, well, it's really all a luxury, to be honest. Many of us have the benefit of being able to get lost in thought because we're not having to worry about what the next 5 minutes could bring. How many of us each and every day put off things that we know we should be doing because we're just lost in thought? Perhaps over something trivial. We're lost in that movie. We're lost watching that ball game. We're not always living in the moment. In fact, we're watching that moment go by because, by and large, we can afford to. Now, it doesn't make it right, and somewhere along the way, we'll all likely regret wasting those moments, but I think it's something that we're all guilty of doing. Letting moments slip away or thinking about moments from the past, moments that we can't change or couldn't change if we tried. That brings us right back to our feline friends. Sure, cats do have some positive and negative associations, and they certainly have expectations, especially if they live in a loving home environment. But how they think and the memories they possess, it's just not quite like ours. Cats recall recent events, and like I said, associations and those expectations. This is how cats get to know people and trust people. This is also how cats come to know the home environment and trust that it is safe and secure. However, your cat knowing who you are, knowing where the food bowl is, and knowing with their internal clock the general time that meal time is supposed to be, that's not really an example of active thoughts, active pondering, let's call it. For example, you know the brand of car you drive, but I'm going to guess that you don't sit around thinking about the brand of car that you drive. Each moment is not spent thinking about your car. It's something you know, but likely not something that you think about. You're not living in the moment just thinking about your car. Your cat's food bowl, well, it's like your car. Your cat knows where the food bowl is, but it's more of an association than something that is filled with detailed memories from the past or constant thought in that moment. Going back to our topic of living in the moment, cats don't really actively live in the past, thinking about that aforementioned food bowl. Felines remember short-term past events and make long-term associations. These associations can prove to be indicators of future expectations. Felines exist in what I personally like to call a time buffer. If your cat has grown up in the home environment, a safe and loving home environment, this time buffer is what determines for the most part how your cat behaves each and every day. Beyond just feline instincts, your cat's days, more times than not, are likely replays of the previous days. And for cats, this is a good thing. Felines love a healthy routine, a positive routine. Your cat enters each day with expectations. Now, while this isn't really living in the moment, your cat is living with the general notion of how things will likely play out based on prior associations. This time buffer, it's what allows a cat to recall short-term past events, become happily anxious about positive future associations, and form those long-term loving bonds with those around them. When this time buffer is coupled with the hardwiring of living in the moment, it all comes together to complete your cat's cognitive ability relative to memory and the general view of and the process of time itself, living in the moment with the daily routine and those daily expectations as the foundation for just about everything. In many ways, the feline mind stays somewhat naturally decluttered, at least compared to the human mind. I won't go into 10 minutes of examples, but our thinking, well, it can get rather messy. I'll just put it this way, a cat isn't sitting around thinking about the cat, some other cat that broke their heart 5 months ago. Cats don't sit around wishing they could go back to kittenhood and make different decisions, better life choices. Your cat isn't thinking about what'll be on the dinner menu 3 weeks from today. Your cat is thinking about the routine while basking in the contentment of what they know, eagerly watching for any changes, any pleasant or unpleasant surprises, while banking on all of their associations over the years to remain consistent. Your cat is thinking about what they've grown to understand and expect from the daily routine. Comfortable felines in the home, they are likely not quite living in the moment, but they are living in the positive glow of happy associations and positive expectations. Cats are quite keen on even the smallest of details. They are very alert, observant, always paying very close attention. Cats are quite crafty, and they're known to be very capable problem solvers. However, in terms of our thinking, and quite frankly all of the thoughts that humans can get bogged down with and bogged down in, cats really don't dwell in the same type of mental space that we do. Lucky cats, right? Essential needs being met, and the expectations that essential needs will continue to be met. For the comfortable and content house cat, it's more about the routine than it is about thinking about the past or being curious about some distant and unknown future. If your cat is sitting in your lap right now while you're watching this video, they're thinking about the cuddles and the good pets. And when this silly man is going to stop talking, that is living in the now. To the wonderful audience of Senior Cat Wellness, what are your thoughts on this topic? What would you like to add to the conversation? Any personal stories involving your pet when it comes to relationship building? Those positive and negative associations with both people and objects? Any examples of a time where your cat, you just assumed your cat likely thought something was going to happen based on past experiences and expectations, but it didn't? How did your cat react to all of that? That comment section, as always, it's all yours. And if you enjoyed this content, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you as a member of the Senior Cat Wellness family. And until next time, thank you so very much for watching, and I will talk to you later.